YouTube Nation, MML3 TV, aka Me TV, aka DMC is now DOA. And I say it because for anyone who saw the gameplay trailer, it's hilarious. That shit is dead before it even comes out. We will get to that in a minute. But first, I want to say thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you guys for sending me all the information. And today's show is brought to you by Suicoding. That's right. Because when you have enough people to back your cause, no matter what your cause is, it will work if you stand together. That's what today's theme is for the show today. I'm telling you guys, we can get to that later. We'll get to it later. But we need to move on. Guys, I'm sure you've already seen this in the title. It's very disturbing. G4 has decided to bash Mega Man Legends 3 fans. Yes. Now look, guys, before I even get started, we all know, all right, as gamers, even if you're not a fan of Mega Man, that Mega Man fans have been waiting for this for a very long time. Okay? But apparently, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb don't think that. All right? So in the transcript it says, Morgan Webb says, I don't know if I'd say long awaited. All right, so first off, she hasn't already done, or I should say both of them have not done their research. All right, and then Adam Sessler says, or rallying. Yeah, so he's already making fun of people who were mad that this was going to come out and now it's not. All right, she says, the problem nobody cared about the game, so they decided no one would buy it, so they wouldn't make it. And Adam Sessler takes a shot at gamers again and says, have fun rallying. Now look, let's get something straight here, all right? Morgan Webb, Adam Sessler, you're not gamers to begin with, all right? You're a bunch of talking heads. You have no credibility, and I hate to say credibility because we just talked about this last week, all right? But these people, they don't play games. They don't go on forums. I mean, seriously, they make their little shows, and that's it. They don't have time to do anything else, but they will direct you in what they think is going to be Game of the Year or whatever. And we talked about this not too long ago because you guys were telling me that Adam Sessler said that Fable 2 was going to be the Game of the Year? And I laughed and said, you're joking, right? And they're like, no, we're not joking. Like, are you serious? And they're like, yes, we're serious. Like, this is a joke. And Morgan Webb, let me tell you something, all right? The fans didn't buy Capcom's excuse, all right? When you have some fat cat sitting up there that has nothing to do with development, all right, and saying, now we're just going to cancel this and it's fine. That's bullshit, all right? No one bought the excuse, and for you to take their excuse at face value tells me a lot. I said this before about you guys. Was it, for those who didn't see the Devil May Cry Part 2 video, where G4 was throwing softballs right down the middle to Tamim and Alex to knock out the park? Yes, all right? And then they just wouldn't ask any hardball questions or what the fans wanted to hear. So I'm not trying to hear that you're for the, for the gamers. You're not. You're not gaming journalists. You're just not, all right? Now, I will say this. Were you in the boardroom when this happened? Did you see the figures to say, okay, we're going to back Capcom on this? All right, because for what us fans saw, if you looked on the Capcom community, there were tons and tons of threads of people who participated. All right, for you to say that nobody cared, that's a bunch of bullshit. If nobody cared, the dev room wouldn't have been as big as it was. All right, don't sit here and lie or try to back a company. He must have threw you some money or something. Don't sit here and try to trash the fans. And this is becoming quite the problem these days. We're going to talk about that later. So I'm telling you like this. G4, you're garbage. You always have been garbage. You used to have somewhat of a gaming channel. You're not even a gaming channel. You have X-Play, which is garbage. Then you have Attack of the Show, which doesn't even make any sense. Oh, we're just going to try hard to get cheap, funny knockoffs and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right? And then you're backed by what? Cops? Cheaters? Get the fuck out of here. A Ninja Warrior? American Ninja Warrior? Get the fuck out of my face. All right, and a lot of gamers have stepped up and said, these guys aren't even for games in general. They only push American games. And I said before that Morgan Webb has a history of trashing Final Fantasy, all right? And then when Final Fantasy 13 decided it was coming to 360, it's coming to 360. All of a sudden she was excited. It's bullshit, all right? They do show bias just like anyone else. They try to direct you in what they want you to buy. That's what it comes down to. At least I give you guys an opportunity to say, hey, I don't like it. And when I say to you guys, I say, hey, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. I'm not saying go buy it right away like they are. This is going to be gaming here, start hyping shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of my face. You guys are garbage. You should be ashamed of yourselves. But you're not. And the sad part is people will still listen to you when you don't deserve to be listened to. Now let's move on. Devil May Cry, all right? Because, man, this is going to be fun. Devil May Cry. It has been confirmed that Dante, is half devil, half angel. Are you kidding me? And you fans came out and said, what the fuck is this, Little Nicky? Yeah, it's Little Nicky. They're just taking things from everybody. I mean, just every movie, it's sad, all right? And Tamim comes out and says, well, we're going to change up the character or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. We just heard you not too long ago, take a puff of this cigarette and say, I don't care. Well, apparently you do care because you wouldn't have changed the character as it was if that wasn't the case. Am I right? I mean, seriously, you went from having Dante to being this dark, brooding, smoking, angsty guy to all of a sudden, this guy. Trying a little bit hard, aren't we? Now look, I will say this right now, all right? A lot of people are still pissed off at the design of Dante. Look, at this point, let Dante go. If anything, you should be asking for more character designs of other characters in the game. Seriously, why hasn't Capcom or Ninja Theory released any character Bibles? And what I mean by that, I mean the front, the side, the three-quarter, the back shots. Why haven't we seen any more characters? If you're having a problem right now with Dante looks like, wait until you see the other characters. That's what you should be demanding right now, fans, because that's what I guarantee you, if they release those other sketches, I'm telling you now, people are going to flip. That's what's going to happen. But that's not all. That's not all. No. All right. Afterwards, we had to see concept art, yes, of Dante all of a sudden surrounded by all these angels. And then women gamers stepped up and said, wait a minute, this is not the Dante we all know and love. Dante was a flirtatious type character. He wasn't surrounded by women all the time. Like I said, this guy is dark and ghoulish and angsty. What the hell makes you think all of a sudden he's going to be surrounded by fucking women? Now let me say this, even though the piece of art is very nice, technically it's nice, they are definitely trying too hard. And the women have come out and said that, you know, this is full of sexual innuendo to try to sell your product too much. It's not working. Hell, they even started doing parodies of the picture already. Then Tam Tam starts coming out and talking about the specs of the game, saying that it will be locked at 30 frames per second, but it'll feel like 60 frames. Look, whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy, all right? It's for real. You have to understand, guys, that 30, for all you new guys, all right, 30 frames per second is a downgrade to what Devil May Cry has been. So if you're all hyped for this game, you're actually getting less of a product, which tells me this is what it is. And then once again, Tam Tam doesn't know when to shut the hell up, burying the product even more. I'll explain. So all you new people, all you people who are backing this game or want to reserve judgment, listen very closely to what Tam Tam says. All right? I want you to listen closely. Now I want to explain that when I did Devil May Cry Part 2 and I showed you that interview, that he was talking about how the old Dante, he's outdated, he's not fresh, you know what I mean? And he wanted to do more underground. What did I say? That underground is bullshit because underground stays underground. You can't bring underground to the mainstream. That's bullshit. And how it's going to reflect more on younger people. Remember that? And it's funny because, you know, if you look at the character design now, Dante is actually older than the original Dante in looks-wise. So I don't understand how this reflects to younger people. But we're going to talk about that because the new Dante, he says, will reflect how he feels about younger people. So, let's get into this. It says, new Dante is a lot like young people today. No prospects. Understand this. He says, a lot of this is about how Dante becomes the way he is and why he's so angry at the world. Angsty teen confirmed. Understand that. It says, there's a lot of satire on this game. He's a lot like young people today. No prospects. He's very angry. Understand that. So all you young people, without him even knowing you, he's telling you now, you're angry. That's what he's telling you. That's what he thinks of you. Understand that Tam Tam is a bunch of bullshit and lies. You have to understand this. No way in hell should this guy even be allowed to talk anymore. And it seems like he's just trolling at this point. But you gotta be kidding me. Why back a product? I'm telling you now, if you're still backing this product after that, you're glutton for punishment. You don't mind being disrespected, apparently, for a game. For a game. And this is what I mean about the arrogance of Ninja Theory, the arrogance of Tam Tam. Fuck you, Tam Tam. You've taken everything from this game. You've ripped off characters. You ripped off stories. They're talking about now how the city is alive and how this whole Inception thing, it's a joke. They're just taking bits and pieces. You know what? If you're fucking named Tam Tam, yeah, you're not even the original Tam Tam. There's only one Tam Tam, and that's the one from Samurai Showdown. Now, I know you guys wanted me to do a Devil May Cry Part 4, but I'm going to wait, because I want to hear what other bullshit they can come out of there and just spew out of their mouths, alright, before I decide to jump on them. I believe I've sold this just for this week enough, alright? So we'll see what happens in the long run. But I need to talk about this for a minute, because there's a little fun fact here with the gameplay trailer, you know, the not finished gameplay trailer. Here's a question, alright? Why do you keep bringing out not finished gameplay trailers if they're not finished? Why? What's the point? To try to push hype because it's not working. You should know by now that trailers are supposed to hype people up, get people excited to come to your product. This is actually pushing away people. So you're doing it wrong, all right? But that's not the point. Anyone who saw the new gameplay trailer, if you watch between the 20-second mark and probably about the 24, 25 mark, Dante launches an enemy up in the air and he pulls out his guns. And all you hear is, pew, 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 pew. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, when you guys sent me the trailer, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I mean, seriously, this game is dead. Seriously, what is there left? Seriously, what else can you do? You should be showing people more character designs. I will say that. That's just wrong of you to just keep harping on one thing and not showing anything else. And seriously, all these 5 guys in one room, these type of things that you keep showing us, it's a joke. It's a joke. And it also looked like Dante was dancing in the air when he was upside down with his guns. Whatever, I don't care. Let's move on to other disrespectful fan news. That's right, all right? Hitman developers say that the new Hitman game is coming out won't be dictated by the fans. Yeah, that's what they say. They say, oh, listen to what the fans have to say, but pretty much it's going in one ear and out the other, all right? Companies, why do you feel the need to trash fans? What is the problem? You're trashing the fan base, and you think that all of a sudden people will come to you? I don't understand. Where's this arrogance coming from? And I'll say this, all right, because I understand that they want to keep their artistic integrity, all right, but they can't have it both ways, guys, all right? One minute they're screaming artistic integrity and creation, you know what I mean, and then the next minute they're talking, oh, it's all business. Well, wait a minute, all right? You can't have it both ways. If you're going to be an artist about it, then you're not going to nickel and dime us for DLC and all this other bullshit with publishers and carrying on, all right? You're just going to give us the same product. But if you're about business, then understand that this is about supply and demand. If you do not listen to the fans, you won't sell. And then when you don't sell, you'll say, oh, it's the fans' fault. No, it's your fault for not listening and doing something. You have to understand, you can't have it both ways. Pick one. Pick one. I don't understand this, and a lot of guys are probably saying now, well, fans are whiny too much, they cry too much, they always want their way. Look, if fans didn't cry or complain, we wouldn't get our way. It would just, everyone would be quiet, and the companies would do whatever the hell they want and still get us. And I'll explain this, because once again, fans have stepped up. We talked about this last week, and I believe the week before, how Driver San Francisco, all right, how they put on DRM with it, right? And he said, oh, well, it's been proven that it works and that we're not going to change anything. We don't care what people say. Well, guess what? This week, the fans stepped up and got Ubisoft to change the DRM. That's right. Because of complaints, you will now not have to log online to play it. You can play single-player mode offline. All right, so they are budging a little bit. Like I said, if fans come together, oh, we got more. Hold on, because if fans come together, I told you, this is up to us. It's not up to them. It's that simple. Deus Ex for the PC will be region locked due to disc size. They're trying to say that languages, and it's bullshit, all right? Like they can't make multiple discs. But since that, there's an update. Fans got the developers to lift the Deus Ex lock on PS3, on PC. So understand, guys, that fans, if you keep stepping up, if you stand together, this will happen. This will happen. Now I need to move on real quick because we got to talk about this Battlefield 3 thing, all right? Now understand this. You guys have been asking me about EA and about how they're trying to get people to go into this Origin account, and will it affect previous owners of EA Online? Yes, it will. It will, all right? Because after the news I'm going to give you today, it's pretty much they're leaving you no option at this point. Look, if you pre-order Battlefield 3 on Origin, right, you'll get a game free, all right? However, if you buy the game retail, it still requires an Origin account. So what are they doing? They're trying to tell you, hey, go digital. This is the direction they're pushing you. Go digital, and we'll give you an incentive. All right? That's what they're doing. But as you know, it's going to be loaded with DRM and all this other control that EA has already done before. Understand, guys. Understand. I'm going to say fans. You know, I will say that. Fans, gamers, companies, all of you, understand this. Gamers don't need you. I've shown you last week. Gamers are starting to make their own games, or they're going to make remakes or revamps of games. We do not need the companies. And when something goes down, if there's enough community and enough people who care, they will make a difference. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I showed you guys not too long ago a documentary on arcades. Well, guess what? I got another one for you. As the Chinatown one, that's right, Chinatown Fair had, shut down in New York. Let's look at that video real quick.
This is the only place that people can come to and feel like they can hang out and not deal with bullshit.
The black guy that just walked away with the Harlem shirt? It's my husband. I met him here 10 years ago.
Yeah, I used to cut. Yeah, it's cause cops used to come in. I used to tell one of the workers, hide me in the bathroom or whatever, just so the cops will leave and shit, yeah.
Almost all my friends are through the arcade. Yeah.
This place should be a landmark, if anything. It's so fucked up, man. You got so many different types of people come in here. This is the only place you can really be yourself in.
Chinatown was the last one. It had the best players, and this was like our last spot. So now hearing that this is closing, we gotta find another spot to migrate to. We gotta find it, you know. The talent's gonna always be there, but the talent's gonna be hidden.
And even though there are sad times that arcades are being alienated and they're being taken out, gamers are actually stepping up. All right, yes, they're stepping up and they're creating new arcades. As I say, if you have enough love for this, you will get together and you will do this. So let's look at the new arcade that's being built in New York on the first day.
All right, guys, so this is the first day of Next Level Arcade, Henry Sen's new arcade that for now is gonna be the new, basically the new Chinatown Fair. And I'm just gonna give you a quick walkthrough. It's in Brooklyn, 4013 8th Avenue. And it's empty right now, but you know, thinking of maybe putting like a little bubble tea area in this section to the left. Right here we got the very first marble setup. We got the 3 SSF4 AE cabinets. We got Nerd Josh over here. Nerd Josh, say what up. We got Min. Got Hold That. The man himself, Golden Sen. Got Riz, Chris Hugh. Spooky. Rome's. And this is a little more space. This big back area is going to be the streaming area. This whole back wall, we're going to actually put a projector so that when we do live streams and tournaments, this whole wall is going to be projecting the matches. Pretty sick. So that's basically the first view of Next Level Arcade, and stay tuned because it's going to be sick.
I want to say good luck to those guys because it goes to show you guys that this, once again, it's another example how if there's enough of us, you can make a difference, you can make a change. You can. You just have to believe that you can do it. All right? Now, guys, I need to move on because I want to talk about something that we talked about actually last week about this whole Bethesda and the creators of Minecraft and this whole lawsuit over the word scrolls. Well, yeah, Notch come out now, all right, and has thrown down the gauntlet at this point. Guys, check this out. He had put on his blog, it says, the only negative thing going on at this moment is the Scrolls trademark lawsuit nonsense, and I think I came up with the perfect solution. All right, check this out. It says, remember that scene in Game of Thrones where Tyrion chose a trial by battle with Irie? It says, let's do that instead. It says, we challenge Bethesda to a game of Quake 3. That's right. Get ready. This is how you're supposed to settle things with Quake 3. It says 3 of our best warriors against 3 of your warriors. We select one level, you select the other. We randomize the order. 20-minute matches. Highest total frag count per team across both level wins. If we win, you drop the lawsuit. It says if you win, you will we will change the name of Scrolls to something that you are fine with. Understand, the gauntlet is thrown down. See, this goes to show you, and I'm happy about this, because you know what? Too many people these days get lawsuit happy, all right? They're actually challenging them to a game, and this is how things should be settled within the industry, I feel. This is great at this point. It goes, and it will pick out, you know, who are gamers and who aren't. And like I said before, some of you guys are going to scream, well, it's a business, they have every right to sue them. Understand. We just talked about that not too long ago, just a couple minutes ago. All right, I need to move on. That is beautiful. I love that. Anyways, let's move on. Metal Gear HD will include Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. All right, guys? Capcom, yes, more Capcom news. It's still pressing Godhand. So this is the second time now we've seen Godhand on the radar. We may see a sequel. This is the second time we've heard about it. It's going to happen eventually. Okay, guys? Kinect, yes. Xbox Kinect is getting Steel Battalion. All right, I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, without Kinect issues, but whatever, all right? Steel Battalion was a great game, but all the controls and everything, I actually like the controls, but I heard a lot of people didn't like it. It was too many buttons and too many things, so now they're going to do is simplify it at this point, pretty much. All right, now, I will say this. The PlayStation Vita, the game, all their games will be downloadable, all right? All of them, and only some will be retail, which will come on a memory stick. I don't know how this is going to go, guys, because if you're only saying some will be retail, they're pushing you, once again, like EA, they're pushing you to go the digital route. That's what this is pretty much a glorified PS Go. That's what this is. And we all saw the sales of the PS Go. Anyways, also there's rumor that games for the Vita will cost $80. Yes, there's a rumor. Like I said, I'm sure that'll change, but there's a link in the info bar for you so you can read that, guys. All right, this translation and everything. All right, also, in more news, PlanetSide 2 will not be coming to PS3. All right, guys, just to give you that. There's a new Counter-Strike coming out next year for the 360 and the PS3. All right, and guys, I want to talk about this real quick. I got two surprises for you. All right, first off, let's talk about this real quick, guys. That's right. You see that? I don't know. You're gonna say Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 3D will be playable at Tokyo Game Show. It says, and there will be an HD test for the Anniversary Edition. Yes, that's number one. And now I have another surprise for you because I don't know about you guys, but I follow Kojima on Twitter, all right? And Kojima says a lot of things but without giving you a lot of information. Or there has been a picture that has been released. And I want you guys to pay attention to the background. Kojima, why are you playing with our emotions? I don't understand it. Look, I need to move on, guys. Look, in Splinter Cell news, there's been a new game that has been revealed. I'm sure they'll announce it even more later, but the link is in the info bar for you guys. I also want to say right now, guys, Dark Souls. If that name alone already hasn't already hyped you up, all right? There's a picture in the info bar for you guys where you can see the classes that you can select as your character. And if that's not enough to get you to go see it, maybe this will. I'm just saying, that just hyped me up personally. But I need to move on. Infamous 2. That's right. Infamous 2 is coming out with single-player DLC called Festival of Blood, which will star vampires. Yes, vampires. Now, look, guys, I'll say this now, all right? Aren't you getting tired of vampires and zombies? Really, the only time I like fighting vampires anyway is when I'm playing Castlevania, which I will be waiting for Harmony to spare. But I'm just saying that I'm just getting tired of it. I really am. But I need to move on. I have some Melty Blood news for you guys. Let's get into this. Melty Blood, the latest version of Melty Blood, will be bundled with Carnival Phantasm Season 3. And that's in Japan right now. We'll see if that comes over to the US. We'll see. All right, now, I need to move on. Dragon's Dogma. All right, we need to talk about this. Dragon's Dogma will not have co-op or multiplayer. However, it will have a pawn system. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the pawn system, the way it works, all right? You'll be building your character in single player. You can lend out your character to a bunch of friends online if you want. You can lend them out to 100 people, all right? And what they do is that character becomes an NPC in their game or a partner, all right? That's non-playable, but it still gets experience for fighting certain monsters and things of that nature, all right? That's how they're going to work. I mean, it's an odd system. It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad, but we'll see what happens in the long run, all right? Now, also, I have to say this. Blizzard is still serious about Diablo 3 for consoles. Now, guys, me personally, I don't give a shit. After the news that we got before, I don't care. And some of you other guys said you don't care. Some of you guys said, you know, you're still going to buy it. Some said you're not. I don't know. I mean, seriously. But for those who are walking away from it, there's 5 different, all right, variations, or should I say Diablo-like games that will probably, you know, interest you. So let's get into this right now, all right? Dungeons of Dreadmore. There's Planescape Torment, as we know that everyone loves that damn game in PC, damn near everyone. Dungeon Siege, Bastion, and Torchlight, all right? Now, I will move on, all right, because some of those are not just for, for PC, but they're also for console as well. Now, I need to move on because Rock of Ages, for those who don't know, is heading to the 360 and PS3. And also, Southern Aussies, you Australia guys, let me tell you now. We just talked about this not too long ago. You guys were complaining about not having any arcades or anything. Right now, you're getting ready to get a gaming bar. That's right. You're getting ready to get a gaming bar. Look, guys, let me put this down. Understand that things are moving the way. I don't want to say that I predicted. Things are moving the way that fans, that gamers have wanted for a while now. We've been saying this for a while about how we need more gaming bars, we need more social spots, we need, you know, more arcades. It's working. It's working. All right? Understand, guys, when I'm doing these videos for you, I'm not trying to goad you or bait you into something wrong. No, but for some reason, they call me an asshole for doing this, even though I'm just doing it for the community. Understand that I'm doing this because I'm hoping by the time that I'm done with this, that I've inspired some of you to keep moving on. When I mean moving on, I mean pass the torch. You know, to stand up and say something. You know, a lot of you guys, and this is what you guys have sent me, all right? You're calling me the voice of the voiceless. I don't think I am, all right? Because I put it like this. All of you have a voice. You just got to let it out. That's what it comes down to. That's it. The gamers, if you're saying the right things, they will back you. That's what it comes down to. A lot of these guys online are just like, you know, oh, well, I'm not. I got hate mail the other day. Some guy said he was mad at me because I got more views than him. Yeah, I got more views than him. I'm thinking to myself, guy, if that's why you're mad at me, I'm like, I'll plug you if you want me to, but you got to be saying the right things, man. All right? Like I said, this is about pushing this into the future so that a lot of you people, even if some of us old school guys are done gaming, that we know that the new schoolers, they'll be okay. You know what I mean? That they'll be cool. And if you ever need us, we'll come back. But other than that, no. You guys can handle this on your own, but you gotta stop the fighting. You just have to. All right? Because it's not helping nobody. We come together, we stand for a cause, we'll win. Everyone will back down. I've given you enough, you know, examples of that today. Anyways, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. Oh yeah, I got another trailer for y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm out.
Follow the path of darkness while we bring forth the time of suffering.
I know who's doing all this. I know why people are dying.
Get your hands off me!
We saw the whole thing.